Hey guys, welcome to HKC 17 podcast powered by All Seasons Energy. This episode is sponsored by Gasite Industries, who have been helping us for a long time from the very beginning, haven't they?
Yeah, Gasite Industries are a plumbing and heating expert. We know Richard Allen really well, and he's been sponsoring Hudson pretty much from when you started, I believe.
Yeah.
Massive help. He does his sponsorship via Patreon, which businesses can do. Check the link in the description if you want to get involved for 2024. So, and it's been a long time coming, as we roll in to episode 35 of the HKC 217 podcast, we have been extremely busy. So we do apologise in advance. We haven't done a podcast for quite a while.
Yeah.
This week's episode, we are going to recap everything that we've been up to over the last couple of months. So that includes round 7 and round 8 of the British Mini Bikes Championship. Hudson qualifying for the MiniGP
World
Finals in Spain. Hudson also, before that, he went to Gas 74 with Alex from Rent a Pit Bikes. Did some training out there, so we're going to cover on that. And also, you've done round 1, or I've done as well, round 1 of flat tracking at Champions Flat Track. So we're going to roll in. I've already said roll in, but as we roll in, and we're going to roll back to round 7
yes,
of the British Mini Bikes Championship, which was at Three Sisters in Wigan. So on the practice day, it was a complete washout. It looked like it were going to stop. The Evans opened. In fact, that day you were absolutely soaked to the core. In fact, you actually caught poorly, weren't you? Next day,
caught a really bad cold. Yeah, on Friday. The
weather was horrendous.
Did not stop raining, torrential rain pretty much all day, and then it'd stop for like 2 minutes, and then you'd be like, oh, it might start drying up, and it'd look all clear, and then all of a sudden a cloud comes over the trees.
It seemed like it was gonna. It seemed like it was going to clear pretty much every time just before you went out, and then it just rained again.
It rained.
So it was torrential rain all weekend, and one of the only reasons why we carried on practicing that weekend on that Friday is because the weather were going to be temperamental pretty much all weekend, which kind of panned out a little bit. Yeah,
it panned out. Yeah, because in some of the races it were just torrential rain, and then it was just still when it weren't raining. From all the rain from the previous 2 days, there were puddles everywhere. So
Three Sisters is quite a grippy track anyway, so it's not like super bad in the wet. Probably the best one.
It's one of the most grippiest tracks I've ever rode on. Really.
So Hudson rolled into qualifying on the 110 and the 160. Morning warm up didn't go well. Had a problem with the 110. Ultimately, it panned out that it was the CDI unit. So what happened were we did a complete bike strip down. The bike was absolutely soaked to the core, kind of worth doing the strip down of the bike. And I think this happened to Parker Cesari as well.
Yeah.
So the CDI ingressed a little bit of water just from the kick up of the water basically from the track.
Friday,
so we had to kind of work his way backwards. So we had to do the CDI, the wiring loom, the coil. Probably got absolutely soaked from Friday. Had a bit of a panic on. Nearly didn't get out for qualifying, to be fair. Kind of had to bash out into qualifying. Just got ready for qualifying. Managed to get P2. I believe it were dry and you still had to have wets on that. If I can recall.
It were, some parts of the track were wet, and then there were parts of the track all the way around Luna that was still completely soaked.
Yeah,
so.
I mean it was literally proper touch and go to actually get the bike out. We didn't have enough time to after we fixed the bike and got the bike started just before qualifying. We didn't have enough time to. We probably could have changed the tyres in hindsight, and you could have half your qualifying time. Anyway, you got out there, lodged your lap, got P2. Really happy with that. Really good time as well. So that was decent on there. On the 160, that also started to develop problems again.
Yeah.
Again, could have been the carb air filter getting absolutely soaked just from the rain. It was bogging a little bit. Ended up qualifying in P15, which were your worst ever qualifying on the 160. You just had to stick it out there. Bit of a sucker, but to be fair, what happened with the 110 and the one, we were just wow, let's just roll with it.
Yeah.
Deal with it. You can't moan about it. So we just rolled on. So going into race 1 of the 110 Cup and the 110 Open, Hudson started from P2, got the whole shot into P1. It was a great race with Chloe Gleason. Parker Cesare battling behind you. Parker got past Chloe and started to close in on you, and you just pipped him to the line by 0.173. Great race. Also, it was dry in that race as well. So that was actually a wicked race.
It was a really good race, yeah. And yeah, like you said, Chloe and Parker were battling, and I just held it steady.
Yeah, I think they all went over the line pretty much within a second between each other or whatever. I mean, Parker was 0. I think he tried to come inside here actually over the line.
He did, yeah. It were. I say I held it steady, but I were pushing very hard, and it were like I say dry, so you could push.
Probably first proper dry session they had all weekend. So going into the 160 Cup, you had to start from the back. I think you started from the back. There might have been 1 or 2 behind you. I can't remember that.
I think there was 3.
Not great, but took on the challenge. I jumped from P15 to P11 from the start and finished the race in P10. This is a race where you did a superstar. I think you must have obviously took 5 or 6 places on the start. Had a good battle. Quite happy with that considering that you started last, and especially how far you jumped up. Kind of settled in the middle of the race a little bit. Going on to race 2 of the 110 Cup 110 Open. Started on pole, had a great start, kept a steady lead, had a 3 to 4 second gap from P2 the whole race, and took the win in the Ohvale Cup and the Ohvale Open. The B&B Open. Race 2 in the 160 Cup. P10 start, jumped into 6th place from a good start, dropped to 7th, having a great battle with 5th, with my old pal Travis, Arnie Carr, and Rocket Racing, who is Daniel Stevenson.
Yeah.
Travis flew past you, and Arnie, you were standing still, leaving us to battle it out for the for position. Finished 7th overall. It was a good race that one. You actually really enjoyed that one. Yeah. The Ohvale Cup race 3. You started on pole. Great start. Got out in front. There were a great battle happening behind you. I had a 4.4 second gap, and I took the win and took the 110 championship and the 110 Open championship. I think you won on that one.
Yeah.
And in race 3 in the Ohvale 160 Cup, you started at P7. You're having a great battle for 5th with Wilson, Daniel Stevenson, Travis. Travis had engine problems in this one, if you can remember. He got in front of you. I think it was bogging on the back.
Yeah, he got in front of me, and then just on the back straight, as he'd come up, his bike had just started to bog a bit.
So Travis had come back to the British mini bike. So Travis were racing in the 160. In the 160 class, it's a bit confusing this. So the 160 class is also an open class as well. So not only are the Ohvale 160 Cup bikes in there, there's up to 160 capacity bikes, and that also allows Metro Kit 50s. Yeah, it must have been on a 50.
50.
There might have been 3 or 4 Metro Kits there.
Yeah.
A few Fab riders have come across to the British mini bikes because I think Fab were racing a week after or 2 weeks after, so there might have been 5 or 6 Fab riders in that race, which I don't blame them for doing that at all. They were actually good numbers, good battling with Metro Kits. Wicked seeing Travis's dad over the weekend. We all watching MotoGP over the weekend, and Travis were having problems. You were having a great battle. The battle was from 5th to 8th. You finished in P6. But it were a wicked race and you really, really enjoyed it. I think you just finished behind Wilson.
Just behind Wilson.
Just behind Wilson on that one. So they were Hudson, Wilson. It must have been Daniel, Travis were in the mix there. And again, Travis were Travis were a bit gutted really. At the end of the race because it probably could have beat you guys there on that 50. So really good weekend. You ended that weekend. You were the Ohvale 110 Cup champion, so you won the championship on that round. So the Ohvale 110 Cup 2023 champion, you got 3 wins in that category, and in the 110 Open, MiniGP Open, which is the B&B Open 110 class, you took that championship as well, and you got 3 wins in that class. In the Ohvale 160 Cup, you got second, and in the 160 Open, you got 10th, 7th, and 6th in the Open class. Wicked day. Wicked weekend, despite the weather.
Despite the weather, yeah.
This is around that we all watched MotoGP around at our own, and everybody come round. Danny had that fire. Danny bought that little campfire.
Yeah.
And we had everybody watching MotoGP around at our own, and so me, Steve, Mike Carr, all kids were playing. Who else were there? Wilson Dilks and Natalie Dilks. Yeah, there were like proper loads
good,
of people.
yeah.
We had a
And,
good little closed-in area. Oh yeah, we were bang next to Sid as well. Sid like kind of.
band next to Sid, yeah.
We had a own little bit where we all made a bit of a courtyard area.
It's normally what we do. Yeah, we have our tents, and then there's 2 motorhomes, so we're like in like a courtyard.
Yeah, pretty cool. Wicked weekend actually,
Good.
despite weather.
And as well that we've seen Dicko, which was
Oh, that was good. Yeah,
my
Dick over
old
there.
coach from Vision Track, who we're really good friends with. Nice seeing him.
Yeah, Dicko come and rode the Buche. I think it's FS20. That's just randomly picking some words out of thin air. I'm sure it's the FS20 Buche, like a super mini bike.
Yeah.
Dicko just turned up on Saturday, I think, or Sunday.
Turned up on Saturday and absolutely smashed the super minis.
Yeah, I think he won. I think he won second in one.
Yeah.
Won second rate. I think he only turned up Sunday. So that was wicked seeing Dicko. Kind of hungry about his over the weekend. That was fantastic. Yeah, wicked weekend. Let me just recap. I was just about to say something then. The weekend. Well, I've lost it.
Anyway.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. Sorry, I'll not edit that out. All these races were they were kind of testing who we were going to use the broadcast. So all these races, race 2 and race 3, or every single race is available on YouTube. So if you search on YouTube for, easiest way is to go to Hudson's channel. So search for HKC 217, and you'll see the playlist on there, and it's got the 110 races, the 160 races, and also all the other adult classes and all the other kids races are all on YouTube there.
Yeah.
So like some really good racing, absolutely fantastic, and it's the company TDI Media. They're going to be doing the coverage for the Road to MotoGP program next year in the British mini bike. So it's absolutely brilliant to be able to watch the races back. They actually got shown on Sky on sportystuff.tv. You can stream it on. You can watch them on YouTube. They did like an highlights program. Pretty cool, like recording it on your Skybox, like watching the race weekend. Fantastic coverage, fantastic commentary over it as well. So don't forget to check that out. There'll be a link in the description to the playlist of the Wigan round, which was round 7. So we'll roll over into round 8, which was the final round at good old Clay Pigeon.
Yeah.
74,000 miles away. We decided to give Friday a miss. The weather was absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody hardly got out on the Friday.
Pretty much as bad as what the Friday was at Three Sisters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever been to Clay and it's been all right, or there's been some sort of rain. So we actually decided to go down Friday night for that one.
Yeah.
A lot of people missed it out. Some people went. I mean, they were brave on like going down on Friday. I think they did get a few dry sessions in the morning, then it rained for the rest of the day. Very difficult to do this. Like, if you can't really do this on a dry weekend, if you just turn up on Saturday, you've got to rock up, you've got 2 practice sessions, and then you're qualifying. So even the first practice in the morning on Saturday was a complete washout again.
Yeah.
Track was soaking wet. I don't know if it were raining, but track was soaking wet.
It were raining.
Went into qualifying, little bit of a damp practice 2, I think you did. Weather were playing mind games with us, as it does at Clay. You qualified in P3 on the 110 and P9 in the 160. Again, kind of your first session, damp, really. Not your first proper session.
Yeah, it were. Yeah, first session damp-ish.
So not ideal jumping into qualifying like that, but you just had to deal with that. Obviously, we knew that the championship were kind of sewn up there, so it weren't really critical.
Yeah.
In race 1 in the 110 Cup Open, you started in P3, got out in front into the lead, had to work really hard for this win. You had 3 riders bang behind you the whole race. It was Leo, Parker and Max, and then Parker got behind you, then Leo, then Max, and all 3 of you crossed the line in 0.5 of a second, so half a second between first, second and third. They were bang behind you all the race.
Yeah.
And Parker crossed the line 0.02. You were at side of you again.
Yeah.
For the race 1 finish, and you just basically won it. I mean, we're practically at side of you.
Really good race.
Yeah.
Really
Probably one of the
race.
best races of the season, that one.
Yeah.
It were in. Absolutely every single parent were like, wow, that was an incredible race. And it were really good to see that. Like, Hudson would push, he said it were good. He said it were a lot, like you could hear bikes bang behind him all the race, but really good.
A lot of pressure.
Race 1 in the Ohvale Cup, you started in P9, you had your work cut out, you jumped up into 4th, you ended up getting behind El Loco Racing. So Luca Wilkinson had chucked a 140 in his bike, and it was his first race weekend back at the BMB after his injury, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
You dropped down to P6 after a few laps and was in a great little battle up to 4th position. Absolutely amazing seeing Luca get back on the bike.
Yeah.
I believe that he come. I don't know if he come 3rd in that one.
He came.
He
yeah.
got a podium.
He got 3rd. Yeah. Or
he must have been that race
or
one.
Just got picked by 4th. Yeah.
It was race 1, the sprint race, because we'll see what happened later. So
yeah.
Race 2, Sunday morning, starting on pole in the 110 Cup. You knew that you had to get away from the pack, considering what happened in race 1. You put in a few sub 41 second laps, maintained a comfortable position on Parker for this race, and finished the race in first. Race 2 in the Ohvale Cup at 160, you shot into P4. I think you were bang behind Luca.
Yeah.
And this is where Luca crashed out at the end of lap 1.
Yeah.
I think did he low side?
Yeah, low sided, lost his rear on the second to last corner. I was right behind him. Lost his rear and just spun out.
So that was a shame for Luca, because he got a podium in race 1, but hey, that's how it sometimes goes. You got up into 3rd and then you dropped into 4th, and after a few laps you were in a battle up to 7th and you finished in 5th position on that one. Race 3 in the 110 Cup, started well into the lead until lap 6, where your belly pan came loose and you got black flagged. What are you laughing for? It's not funny. You had to retire from the race. We've got a funny picture where it actually says like 217.
217.
Black
flag on the board. They actually had a digital board on the.
Oh, that were an absolute fantastic,
line.
Great addition this weekend. So we'll touch on that at the end of the summary. So on the board, digiflag it's called. So over the track it actually said 217 black flag. We seen Hudson go past. The marshal seen it, pulled him in. Absolutely correct decision.
Yeah.
Belly pan loose underneath. Screws had rattled loose basically.
And it were just dragging on the floor.
Yeah, Leo's dad pulled the belly pan off. Let you rejoin the race, but obviously you can't
can't.
He didn't let you rejoin the race.
Yeah,
you actually wanted to rejoin the race.
Yeah, so what happened was I checked behind me. I pulled, carried on, pulled to the slide slowly. Everyone went past. I checked behind if nobody were behind me. Pulled to the side of the track. And he said, right, you're gonna have to come to the side. I went, no, just grab the belly pan and pull it off. So he just pull it off and it just came off. And I rejoined, and then they had to black flag me again because they didn't know what had happened.
No, you're not allowed to run without your belly pan.
Oh yeah,
full stop
sorry,
anyway.
that's why. Yeah.
That's why. So right decision anyway.
Yeah.
So massive thanks to Leo's dad for trying his best to try and get you out there.
Yeah.
So a bit of a weird finish to the 110 season, because you actually got black flagged in your final last ever 110 race ever. Black flagged. Nice little stat. Another random stat. Clay pigeon randomness.
It's a bit, clay pigeon last year I came last.
You come last?
I came dead last year.
You just needed points.
I just needed to finish.
In the pouring rain.
Yeah, it were pouring it down.
So to win the 110 championship last year, Hudson basically just had to stay on the bike and get the points, and he come last. His only ever race that he's ever come last in, and then his final ever 110 race, he got black flagged. So that is the end of the 110.
It's just clay pigeon.
Yeah, that is the end of the 110 and the 110
Clay
Open.
Pigeon does not like the 110.
110 and 110. Well, you've had some wicked results.
I know,
right?
I've had some wicked results, but it's just the last race.
Well, you did anyway. So, in the Ohvale 160 Cup, you started well. You got into 3rd. You hung on to the position until lap 10. Parker were hunting you down, and he were battling for the championship with Arne. You held off Parker as long as you can, and you finished in P. Parker eventually got past you, finished in P4. You kind of did Arne a little bit of a favour there, because Arne actually won the championship by 1 point.
Wow.
So if Parker could have got past you a little bit quicker, Parker had a little bit of an issue. I don't know if it was I don't know if they said this. I don't know if it was his tyre warmers weren't on or something like that.
That's what it was.
It's not news. It's not a school. But I don't know if tyre warmers failed or broke or something, and they only realised literally as they were going out to race. So he dropped right down the rankings. And then worked his way back up. And I mean, fair play to him.
Fair play, yeah.
He got all the way back up to Hudson.
Second from last.
But he really needed to beat Arne. So that was like a sucker end for Parker. I actually really felt sorry for him there. But again, some of these things happen in racing. So
Yeah.
overall, a fantastic season. Just to recap on what they did on the British mini bikes round there at round 8. So it was the first time, and I believe Alan Lowe said to us that they're going to integrate the DigiFlag to every single championship round next year.
Yeah.
So one thing that were an absolutely fantastic addition is that during qualifying, as Hudson's racing round, and I don't know if every track's got a DigiFlag, nearly all have.
Nearly all of them have. Some don't, but yeah, on qualifying, so you'd be going round, and on qualifying, it's just got a time on how long's left on your qualifying. So being able to see that is amazing, because in qualifying, it's not based on laps, it's just based on how much time is
Your
left.
Session time, so you got like 12 minutes qualifying.
So normally in qualifying, all you've got on your dash is how many laps you've done. So you have to kind of reference on that. But with that, you're like, right, I've got, and you calculate it out, because you're doing like a 40-second lap, and then you figure out like, oh, I've got like 5 laps left. So you start pushing towards the end of the session.
And if you're seeing, like what I had to explain to Hudson before, if you're seeing the countdown as you're going across the checkered flag, as you're going across the finish line, if the countdown's got like 10 seconds left,
yeah,
that final lap will count.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that they've honed in on amazingly, is that they've got like a new, I must apologise, I forgot his name, so they've got like a new clerk of the course basically, and that last flying lap will count, which is fantastic, because I've said about that before, that Hudson has done a last lap, and on the digital timing on the app, it's finished, and his last lap hasn't counted, and that's not how it should be. Like it should be like more.
Qualifying works, yeah.
So that it's kind of like MotoGP basically.
Yeah,
they're all trying to get
like
across the line.
MotoGP.
If you're seeing that countdown as you cross under that line, that means that you've got one more.
And even
one more lap.
if it's going 3 and you're racing up 3, 2, 1,
well,
and
it might
then
be a little bit close if that's happening.
as soon as you get past, as long as you get past, then you should be all right.
Yeah, so an absolutely brilliant addition. That love that. Also, it like kind of let the race day, not only for your own qualifying, it also did your countdown of your laps.
Yeah.
Did it show you your laps remaining?
So yeah, on the race as well. So on your dash as well. So you go around for your warm up lap, and that counts as 1 lap on your dash. So when you're in the race, and you know you've got 12 laps, let's say, you have to take away 1 lap to counteract your warm up lap, which that makes sense.
That's what you do, yeah.
So that's what I do. So you have to take away 1 lap, and then you know how many laps you've got left. But with that, you didn't even have to do anything, because you just look as you go over the line, and it'd say in big bold letters like 5 laps left.
Absolutely brilliant for the riders.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic for the parents watching the racing as well. Although you can actually see on the lap, so it's just good for riders, that part. But also, it actually helps the day go really well, because if you go up and look at that lap timer, the remaining laps for another race, say for instance Hudson's on the race after this race that's on the track, you can kind of see, all right, this race has got 5 laps left, which is, it kind of makes the day run a little bit better. It keeps everybody in the loop. Again, we can do this from the lap timer, from the app.
It's just a lot easier.
But it's
just being able to look up.
Like a great addition. I'm hoping, like I say, Alan Lord said, that it's going to be something that they're going to integrate, hopefully for the 2024 season. So we'll move over that as we're trying to rush through everything that we've got on the British mini bike. So we'll go back to in between this, or before this, went out to Spain to Alex's pit bike camp.
Yeah.
We spent 3 days out in Spain. Me, Hudson, Tyler out there. Really good camp. Hudson kind of got asked to ride a Moto 5 out there.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
That were amazing. So when we went there, like arrived, stopped in these like big luxury motorhome things that were at the track, which were amazing, weren't they?
Oh, this was at Gas 74.
At Gas 74. So stopped in these motorhomes, and it had like a sliding door, and it was just like a big trailer thing.
MotoGP style.
MotoGP style, yeah, it was really good. And we stopped in there with some of the guys that were going to the camp with Alex as well. And then, on the first day, did pit bikes for like the first half. I went on the track for the first time on a pit bike.
What, were it a 140? Yeah, 140.
140 or 160
First
pit
time
bike.
you rode a 140 pit bike, actually. 12-inch, were it?
12-inch, yeah.
Were it 12-inch?
It were, yeah. So on the track, really good track, amazing track. So you've got a big, long first corner, and then it kind of tightens up in the middle, and it's technical, but it all flows together, which is really nice. So yeah, on the morning, just training in like the car park, doing some cone works on the pit bikes.
If you want to check, you'll have seen these on Hudson's social channels. There's a few videos. I mean, like you'll see this if you go and have a look on his YouTube or his Facebook page or Instagram, whatever. You'll see some of the drills that they're all doing together. So there's like 4 riders all like following each other around.
Yeah.
You can overtake. Oh, absolutely mental.
Yeah.
Really good training.
Really good training to make you listen as well.
Yeah.
Because you could only overtake in certain spots, which were good. And then he'd like clap, and then you could overtake, and it'd be like a mad 5 laps, and then you couldn't overtake again.
And this was like round the training area, not on the track. Then Alex let you. Obviously, we knew that we were going to be going there on a Moto 5 bike, so Hudson rode this Moto 5 bike for the first time, which I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be me. Oh well, I was just basically papping it, really, I must admit. But you said it were incredible.
It were incredible, yeah. It were 250cc, tuned as well, and it was Moto 5. It were just amazing. It was such a nice bike to ride, and it just like it's heavy, but it flows, and like I rode the Free Tech.
Yeah, very similar.
Which helped a lot.
Similar. It felt like it was actually smaller than the Free Tech.
It was smaller than the Free Tech.
It just sat a little bit lower.
Yeah. And it obviously the Free Tech's a road bike, and it handled like way better the Moto 5.
You said it were fast, didn't you?
Very fast, yeah.
So yeah, that were really good. So Tyler out there. Tyler did a bit of pit bike training. Tyler also had his Moto 5 bike out there. So him and Tyler on the track, like absolutely fantastic 3 days of training, analysis, GoProing, training with Alex. Absolutely fantastic, really immense 3 days. And really, like Alex were like saying, wait until you get back on your Ohvale bike after riding this. It's going to feel like you're riding the mini moto again.
And we got obviously the results showed we got back to.
I don't know if it was like, I don't know if we ended up at Wigan on that round or it might have been Clay after that. I don't know which one we did.
It was Clay after that, yeah.
So yeah, really good, really good training. Absolutely amazing being out at that gas facility. Absolutely fantastic. Also, we will touch on. Sorry, we're battering about all over the place here. So, from his championships that he's won, so Hudson was the MiniGP 110 champion, the 110 British mini bikes. So he was, sorry, I'll say that again. Hudson was the Ohvale 110 Cup champion, the Ohvale 110 Open champion, and the Ohvale 160 Cup champion. Have I said that right there?
Yeah, that's right.
110 Cup.
Which was for this year.
Ohvale 110 Cup, Ohvale 110 Open,
and Ohvale 160
Cup. That enabled him to qualify for the World Finals in Spain, which you will see coming up soon on his socials. And
we're going to have a vlog for that.
Probably going to have a vlog for that. We'll not be able to really record anything to do with the weekend on track wise there, but we will be covering that, which will be absolutely fantastic. That's coming up, and that's one of the reasons why we're trying to bash out a podcast, and we've been super busy training, being to flat track, being out on the Evo 160. So another massive shout out to Peter Hickman. So for Hudson winning the 110 championship, Hudson got a 160 Evo bike to use for the year, which is absolutely amazing. So we've been out and tried that last weekend. First time riding that. What were your impressions of that?
First time riding that, amazing. It's bigger, but it handles a lot better. We were fiddling about with some suspension settings up at Fat Cats.
Does it feel better than a GPO?
Yeah, it does. It does feel better. It feels bigger and more suited to. Yeah, I know I say I'm getting bigger. I'm quite small, but it fits me size wise.
Yeah, you did actually feel like on the GPO, compared to when you got on that Evo, you were like, wow, I am actually quite cramped up on that GPO now.
And like our Kentucking on that Evo as well, it's a lot longer as well, which makes it handle a lot better as well. So,
you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not riding it. I'm just asking questions. So that is the bike that they're actually using at the FIM World Finals as well. So that's one of the reasons why we got that bike up. That's why Pete kindly got us that bike for Hudson being 110 champion, 160 champion.
160 champion.
As well. Double whammy. So absolutely massive fight. Huge thank as well to Harry as well. We'll probably pull some strings with Pete for getting that. So cheers, Harry, mate. Cheers, Harry. Really appreciate that. We'll see you in Spain. Also, in between all this training, we've been going flat track training. We've done flat track training on our training area with the Ohvale.
Yeah.
Sorry, with the Ossets.
Ossets, yeah.
Sliding the bikes around.
Yeah.
Literally was able to make, I would say, a 1-to-1 replica of
the flat tracking
track
to the meter.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible what we did there.
Good,
so we did that for me as well as Alana and Hudson. So we all went round there like blasting round on his Ohvale bikes. Kind of like quite cool that we actually replicated that track there.
It were, yeah.
We all had races, messing about, trying to bring Alana on as well.
Yeah, Alana's come on a lot since that day, and just replicating the track helped her a lot as well.
Yeah, so obviously we went down to Champions Flat Track. Me, Hudson and Alana ride that. Alana does ride a Osset bike there. Me and Hudson are on CRF 110s and whatever not. Actually benefited me as well.
Yeah.
So I ain't got my results there. Hudson won all 6 series races.
Yeah.
Alana got her first ever cadet class podium. Absolutely incredible. That was an amazing moment.
Yeah, it really
showed
did.
that like the practice kind of like I
Paid
wouldn't
off.
say paid off.
No,
Certainly made a difference.
Made a massive difference. Massive difference.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a little bit more of that. And I got my best ever results. I thought I were in a sniff for a podium.
Yeah, you were in a sniff.
I can't get the results that I've got. I got like a. Right, roughly speaking, I got like I didn't win a race, but I got like a second, a third, a second.
Yeah.
I think I got 2 seconds, 3 thirds, and a fourth, or something along them lines. So my best ever weekend there, really. Did the oval track, absolutely wicked being back down there as well.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I can't express enough how much fun it is. Anybody who's like involved with biking or whatever not, any dads as well, get down there, come and join rookie class with me.
It doesn't sound fun. It is. It's so much fun. Like coming round and it's just sliding. Like
Yeah, it's good fun. You can just rent your bikes down there as well. So a massive shout out to P.
Rock up and ride.
So me and Alana and Hudson raced that. Really enjoyed it. Any other things we need to catch up on there?
No,
Let's have a little scroll through.
I think we're complete.
So we concluded the British minibike season. You qualified for the World Finals, so keep your eyes out on us and socials for that.
Yeah.
Sorry for the big gap in the podcast.
We have been super busy.
We have been incredibly busy. Looking forward to the World Finals. What do you think? Are you excited for that?
Really excited.
So yeah, we're off to there. So good luck to everybody who's doing that. The British riders are Wilson Dilks, Hudson Cooper, and Ethan Sparks. We're meeting Harry out there. Sam Lowe's, who we met at the MotoGP, he's like the ACU representative, I think. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So Sam Lowe's is going to be the representative. Danny Webb's going to be also in our little bit there. Harry's meeting is out there as well. He's going to be in our hotel, actually, Harry. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
We're going out there with Steve, which will be amazing. So Steve's like mechanic for Hudson.
Yeah.
So that's going to be incredible as well. Super excited. Keep your eyes peeled. Sorry for the delay. We'll see you on the next one.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe on your podcast app. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Keep in touch with socials. HKC217. See you in a bit.